What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of Chatting with Chase. I'm your host, Chase. And before I get started, y'all, hope y'all having a great Wednesday. Now, in today's episode, we'll be talking about the NFL's top 100 list, specifically one spot. But yes, the NFL top 100 list did come out. I like some of the spots. I'm not going to talk, like I said, we're going to talk about one specific spot that I don't like. The other spots, that's a conversation for another video. But in today's episode, we will be talking about Patrick Mahomes because this really made me mad that they had him ranked at number 4. He was ranked number 1 last year, and now he goes to number 4? Are you serious? And it's a player's vote, I believe, is with the NFL top 100 list. But like these players, really, y'all picked 3 players ahead of him. Dude is the best quarterback in the NFL. And y'all pick him at number 4? Are y'all serious? Are you serious? I don't get it at all. And I'm going to go over this. I'm going to go over his stats. I'm going to go over everything. And I'm going to tell y'all why I think he should be number 1. Not why he should. Why I think he is the number 1, the best player in the NFL. With that being said, let's go ahead and get started, y'all. Now, I got everything written down in this book right here. Got everything written down right here. Got all his stats and everything, and I have some other stuff that I want to clear up as well. So, Patrick Mahomes' stats. We're gonna go from when he first became a starter to now. 2018, the first year. That was his first year as a starter. I know he was drafted in 2017, but he was a backup to Alex Smith his first year. So 2018, the first year he became a starter, he had a completion percentage of 66, passing yards 5,097, touchdowns 50. When I say touchdown passes, 50 touchdown passes, 12 interceptions thrown, and a quarterback rating of 113.8. 2019, completion percentage of 65.9, passing yards 4,031, touchdown passes 26, interceptions 5, and a quarterback rating of 105.3. 2020, he had 66.3 completion percentage, 4,740 passing yards, 38 passing touchdowns, 6 interceptions thrown, and a quarterback rating of 108.2. 2021, 66.3 passing completion percentage, 4,839 passing yards, 37 passing touchdowns, 13 interceptions, and 98.5 QBR. 2022, 67.1 completion percentage, 5,250 passing yards, 41 touchdown passes, 12 interceptions, and a quarterback rating of 105.2. 2023, which is this past NFL season, 67.2 quarterback rating, 4,183 passing yards, 27 passing touchdowns, 14 interceptions thrown, and a quarterback rating of 92.6. Now, I know some of those are pretty low, especially the ratings, but I'm going to go over this. You want to know what all those results are in? They all have one thing in common. And you want to know what that is? All those years he became a starter? Is he's made an AFC Championship game appearance all those years. Since he's became a starter, he has never missed the AFC Championship game. He's always made... sorry about that. He's always made an AFC Championship appearance. And you want to know what those results in? 3 Super Bowls. 3 Super Bowls. 2018, he lost to Tom Brady he was going against Tom Brady. So I don't want to hear no one bashing or saying, yeah, he lost to Tom Brady. No, he went against Tom Brady, first year as a starter, and took it to overtime. And Tom Brady, because it was Tom Brady, they won the game. And they ended up winning the Super Bowl that year. 2019, that resulted in a Super Bowl win against the San Francisco 49ers. He won his first Super Bowl. 2020, he made the Super Bowl 2 years in a row, but got beat by Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 2021, And the Chiefs were not doing that good at the beginning of the season of 2021. And they still made the AFC Championship appearance. They did lose to Cincinnati. Cincinnati ended up losing the Los Angeles Rams in the Super Bowl. But it was another AFC Championship game appearance. 2022, in the playoffs, the man was playing on a broken ankle. A broken ankle. He hurt it. He hurt his ankle in the divisional round against the Jacksonville Jaguars. He goes in the AFC Championship against Cincinnati, second year in a row, hosting Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. And with the hurt ankle, he had the Chiefs were up. The Chiefs came down and made a play to take the lead. Bengals did not. Wait, no, sorry. No, it was a tie game, actually, I believe. I believe it was a tie game because I remember Harrison Butker came down to hit the game-winning field goal. But you know how they got in field goal range? Because Patrick Mahomes, on a hurt ankle, runs for a first down and gets more yards, then he gets hit out of bounds and it's a flag. But still, he's running on a hurt ankle and made a game-winning play to get his team in field goal range so that way they could kick the field goal and win the game and go to the Super Bowl. And then, not only that, his ankle was healed up better by Super Bowl because it was 2 weeks till they played. But he ended up hurting his ankle again. And he was in so much pain, you could tell. But what did he do? He played it through and he won the Super Bowl against the Philadelphia Eagles. That don't seem like a number. I mean, he was number one last year, but to me, like that don't seem number one to y'all. Like right now. Then let's go to 2023. This was arguably, if not the worst season under Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. They led the league in drop passes. Patrick Mahomes, I believe this was a career high of 14 interceptions thrown. He had 27 passing touchdowns and a career low of 92.6 QBR. So this was one of the worst seasons that the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, and Andy Reid have had. But you know what? And a lot of people, I heard people on TV, Emmanuel Acho, and a lot of analysts and all that were saying it's panic time. I believe Mike Greenberg, if I'm not mistaken. There's a lot of analysts. Y'all let me know in the comments. But I know Emmanuel Acho because I watch his show a lot. But Emmanuel Acho said it was panic time. But I said, nah, man. Like, this Patrick Mahomes we're talking about. It don't matter. He's going to make it happen. And because I'm not going to lie, 2022, when they traded Tyreek Hill, this is the first year without Tyreek Hill, which is last year when they beat the Philadelphia Eagles in the Super Bowl. I had doubts. I said, you know what? I think Chiefs are going to take a step back without Tyreek Hill. Man, did they prove me wrong. Ended up winning the Super Bowl. And he was on a hurt ankle, too. I'm going to keep reminding y'all of that. A hurt ankle. 2020, and then 2023, this past season, the worst season that they've had. And you know what it resulted in? A Super Bowl. Beating the San Francisco 49ers. They had a tough road to get to the Super Bowl. They beat the Dolphins at home. Then they had to go to Buffalo. This was the first year Patrick Mahomes has played a road playoff game in his career. So they go to Buffalo. They beat Josh Allen in the Bills. Then they go to Baltimore against Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens, and they beat them. Then playing against San Francisco, playing against the San Francisco 49ers in the Super Bowl. It was a close game. He was down. Was it 10-0? I believe it was 10-0 at half. He was down 10-0. It was 10-0 or 10-3. It was one of the. Anyways, he was down at halftime. He comes out. He throws an interception in the second half. I believe it was the first drive of the second half. He throws an interception. But guess what? It doesn't matter because he's going to make it happen. He's going to make those plays to win the game. Not only that, it's in overtime. And Kyle Shanahan messed up. You should have never took that ball to start overtime. Because overtime rules are different in the playoffs. And I even said, when it was a tie game, I said, hey, if you don't score 7 points, y'all are in trouble. And you get that ball back in number 15's hands, oh, good luck. So they go down. They got a field goal. I believe they got bailed out because Chiefs almost had a 3-and-out. But they got called for a defensive penalty, which allowed Brock Purdy and the 49ers office to drive downfield to kick a field goal. But that still wasn't enough. I believe it was a 4th-and-1 play. Patrick Mahomes keeps the ball to run the ball for a first down. He just makes plays happen. Not only that, I believe he runs for I want to say it was a gain of 15 or 20 yards to get him close to a touchdown, and then he passes it to McCole Hardman for the game-winning touchdown. That's not number one player to y'all. And some of these throws are not even like a lot of these throws is him just making plays. I mean, he's making like 5, 6, 7 guys, I don't know, missing tackles on him and just throwing that thing, bombing that thing to Travis Kelce or when he had Marquez Valdez-Scantling or Rashee Rice. This is him just making plays. It's him making plays. And you're telling me he's not number one? You got to be kidding me. The man has been in the AFC Championship games ever since he's became a starter. He's got 3 Super Bowls. He just won back-to-back. He might even have a three-peat this year. We don't know. We don't know what the season's going to happen, but I'm not going to bet my money against him. But you're telling me after the season that they went through, after the tough road that they had to get to the Super Bowl, you're telling me he's not number one? Now I'm about to go over the people that they have ahead of him. I'm going to start. So they had Christian McCaffrey at 3. They had Lamar Jackson at 2, sorry, because Patrick Mahomes 4. So Christian McCaffrey at 3, Lamar Jackson at 2, and Tyreek Hill at 1. I'm going to start with Christian McCaffrey. I'm not going to bash Christian McCaffrey. Like I said, I'm not disrespecting these players. They are great NFL players. I'm only talking in comparison to Patrick Mahomes for the top 100 list for that number 1 spot. So I'm going to start with Christian McCaffrey. I said in my last video when I was going over the Cowboys schedule, he's the best running back in the NFL. He's the best running back in the NFL. I think his spot is good. I think he's good at number 3 or something. Or he could be number 4. He could move back. But I don't think he's better than Patrick Mahomes. One, he just beat the 49ers and all in Brock Purdy, Christian McCaffrey. He beat them in the Super Bowl. So I mean, you can't. Christian McCaffrey had a great season. I had him on my fantasy. He was doing great for me. Like I said, he's the best running back in football, but I just don't think I'm going to put him over Patrick Mahomes after the season that Patrick Mahomes had and had the road he got to the Super Bowl. Now, I'm going to get to Lamar Jackson now. I am going to talk a little trash about Lamar Jackson. I'm not, like I said, I am not trying to disrespect. I think Lamar Jackson is a great NFL player, but I'm talking comparison between him and Patrick Mahomes. So I'm going to say this about Lamar Jackson, all right? If you watch that AFC Championship game, Lamar played horrible. Horrible. Patrick Mahomes beat Lamar Jackson in his own building to go to the Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson threw, I believe, was it 2 interceptions, I believe? He throws one where it's like in a double coverage. No, I mean, not double. It was like triple coverage. I don't know what he was thinking, but he did not play good that game. And go look at Lamar Jackson's playoff records too. Look at his play. I believe he's 2-4. It's same thing as Dak Prescott. He's 2-something. But you can't how can you put Lamar Jackson? Because actually, you know what? This is a question I got. You taking eye to eye between Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson. I want you to tell me, what does Lamar Jackson do better than Patrick Mahomes outside of running the football and read option and all that? As a quarterback, outside of running, what does Lamar Jackson do better than Patrick Mahomes? Tell me, please. Nothing. He is not a better passer. He's not a more accurate passer than Patrick Mahomes. And you put him at number 2? You put him at number 2? Like I said, I'm not disrespecting these players. I think these players are great players. They've had great careers. But Lamar Jackson, one, his playoff record shows that he does not show up in the playoffs. He's not proven to be that elite passer yet. Well, he's a good passer. I'm not going to say he's a bad passer, but I don't think he's a quarterback passer or accurate passer like Patrick Mahomes is. Like, Patrick Mahomes makes plays happen. He makes plays happen. It don't matter how sloppy the game is, because that's what a quarterback is supposed to do. He's that quarterback say, you know what, this game is sloppy, but when we need that play to win the game, I got y'all is what he says. I got y'all. And that's what he did. I believe it was a 3rd and long play in the AFC Championship against the Baltimore Ravens. Patrick Mahomes it's a play action pass, throws it to Mark. All they had to do was get a first down to seal the game. And what does he do? He throws it to Marquez Valdez-Scantling to win the game, to run out the clock, and boom, Chiefs are back in the Super Bowl. But Lamar Jackson should not be at number 2. He should be at a little low. I don't care where. He should not be ahead of Patrick Mahomes. Plain and simple, he should not be ahead of Patrick Mahomes. Now, at number 1, they had Tyreek Hill. Now, Tyreek Hill is a great NFL wide receiver. He was on pace for 2,000 yards. I believe he got hurt or something. I don't remember. But he was on pace to break a record for most receiving yards. But that didn't happen. But I get it, the season he had and all that. But still, first off, Tyreek Hill, look at the 2 times they played, because they played him. They played him twice. They played him in the regular season. They played him in the wild card round. Both times Tyreek Hill did not. He had a good game, but he didn't go crazy or anything. And he lost. There was a close game in the first one because they were down, 21-0 or something, Miami, and they came back, but they lost. Then in the wild card at Kansas City, they get blown out. Where was Tyreek Hill that game? Where was he? And honestly, I think the Chiefs were better off without him. Look they won 2 back-to-back Super Bowls. Where was Tyreek Hill in that wild card game? He lost to his former team at Kansas City. He lost to his former quarterback. His former quarterback outplayed him. And you put him at number 1. I don't get it. Like, how can you have the best quarterback in the NFL? The man has won back-to-back Super Bowls. One of them was on a hurt ankle. The road that he went through to get to the Super Bowl this year, to beat the San Francisco 49ers, and he's not number 1? He's not number 1? He's not the GOAT, of course. I think he's the second greatest of all time. The GOAT, that belongs to Tom Brady. But right now, not only he's the best quarterback, he is the best NFL player. And I don't know what these players were thinking to put him at number 4. Like, and you put Christian McCaffrey, he's a great running back, best running back in the NFL. Lamar Jackson, great NFL quarterback. I think he needs to get better at passing, but all in all, he's a great quarterback. Tyreek Hill, great wide receiver. But none of these guys have proven to be better than Patrick Mahomes. He beat all them in the playoffs. Beat Christian McCaffrey in the Super Bowl. Beat Lamar Jackson in the AFC Championship. In the AFC Championship at his own place. Beat Tyreek Hill. Sorry, not beat Tyreek. He whooped Tyreek Hill in the wild card round. So you're telling me that a quarterback who's been to AFC Championship games since he's became a starter, actually, matter of fact, let's count it right now. 2018, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 AFC Championship games, 6 years in a row, 3 Super Bowls, won 2 back-to-back, and a quarterback that just makes everything, like I said, the game does not have to be perfect. It can be sloppy. His team could have a bad game, but it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, when it comes down to making the game-winning play, Patrick Mahomes is going to deliver. He's going to make that game-winning play to win the game, and he will find a way to win. That's what great quarterbacks do. And you're telling me that and you're putting him at number 4? Number 4. Oh, just talking about this just makes me mad because I just think that's disrespectful to him. That's disrespecting his greatness, I think, because people say that they're tired of Patrick. I've heard people at my work say, I'm just tired of seeing Mahomes winning. He's just always winning. Somebody's got to take the Chiefs down. Well, honestly, I don't get tired of it. I don't. I love seeing this. I love seeing the greatness in Patrick Mahomes. You know, my family's from Lubbock, and they're huge Texas Tech fans, and that's where Patrick Mahomes went. We love Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is well known in my family. We love Patrick Mahomes. But when people at my work were saying that they're just tired of seeing him, but I'm just saying you can't fault him for that. You can't fault him because he knows how to win games. Like in the AFC Championship, that game was not pretty, just so you know. It was not a pretty game. But Patrick Mahomes still made the play to win the game. And honestly, in the Super Bowl, it wasn't pretty in the first half. It was not pretty in the first half. It was not a pretty start in the second half because he threw an interception. But guess what? It doesn't matter because he's going to find a way to make the play to win the game. And you cannot be mad at him for that. You can't. And I know Chiefs fans are mad right now. I'm with y'all, Chiefs fans. I am with y'all. I am a huge Patrick Mahomes fan. I really want. I'm a Cowboys fan. I said in both my videos, but I do want a Patrick Mahomes jersey though. If there's any jersey that I'm gonna wear outside of a Dallas Cowboys jersey, it's gonna be a Patrick Mahomes jersey for football. I have a lot of basketball jerseys, but that's a conversation for later. But Patrick Mahomes has, how can I say this? I've said a lot so far. I've said a lot. But Patrick Mahomes, the quarterback that he is, like, you can't just, it just makes me mad just thinking about this. Like, you can't just disrespect him like that. Putting him at number 4, I know he's not going to take offense to it because he's Patrick Mahomes. It's actually going to motivate him, in my opinion. I think, you know what, this list, seeing him at number 4, he's going to come out ready because he's going to have a better year. Now they got Xavier Worthy in the mix now. Oh, I'm seeing videos of him in training camp. Patrick Mahomes just running, just throwing that thing downfield, just bombing that thing to Xavier Worthy. Oh, he's going to have a great year. He's going to have an even better year. I think that though the Chiefs leading the league in drop pass, I think that was just a fluke. I don't think it'll happen this year. We know what Travis Kelce is. We know they got Isaiah Pacheco at the running back position. We know their defense. They got one of the top defensive players in Chris Jones. They got they got the best coach in the NFL in Andy Reid. So they're going to have a great year. I'm picking them to win the AFC Championship again. I'm not going to say the Super Bowl. You know, that's conversation for later. No. But no, I think they're going to win the AFC Championship again. They're going to win the AFC Championship again. I don't see the only team I said in my last video when I was talking about the Cowboys schedule. The only team I see that could probably stop them is the Houston Texans. But I still think Chiefs are going to take the AFC. Like, it's Patrick Mahomes. It's Patrick Mahomes. Doesn't matter. Like I said, doesn't matter how sloppy the game is, how bad of a game he's having. He could be having a horrible game the entire game. But when it comes down to making a play to win the game, he could be having a horrible game. But like I said, comes down to making one play, he's going to make that play. And you know what the problem is too? Is even if he's having a horrible game and that game is still close, it's right there, and he can still see that, oh yeah, it's over with. If it is a tie game on a game-winning drive, he's going to make that play to win the game. Matter of fact, you know what play I forgot to mention? Divisional round I believe it was 2022. Yep, 2022. No, not 2022. Sorry, 2021. It was 2021. 2021 divisional round game against the Buffalo Bills at home. Josh Allen, it was a bad. That was one of the best playoff games I have ever watched. It was going back and forth. But I'm gonna tell you what happened at the end. This is just greatness right here. Josh Allen comes down, throws it to Gabe Davis for a touchdown to take the lead with 13 seconds left in the game. I'm watching it with my mom, and I remember her saying, I'm like, you know, they got this. It's 13 seconds. He's like, no. He's like, 13 seconds? They're not going to make it. I'm like, hey, it's Patrick Mahomes we're talking about. It's Patrick Mahomes. And what does he do? I said, Buffalo's going to play soft coverage. So all they got to do is get at least 15 to 20 yards. You still got 2 timeouts left. Get at least 15 to 20 yards, go down, call a timeout. You're right there. It took them 2 passes, I believe, to get down to field goal range. Then Harrison Butker comes down and hits the field goal to tie the game. Then the Chiefs get the ball because of overtime rules. This is actually the reason why the overtime rules are different now in the playoffs, because Buffalo felt like they were mad that they didn't get a chance to get the ball back. So that's why they changed it. But Patrick Mahomes, they get the ball for overtime. Comes down, drives it downfield, and throws it to Travis Kelce for the game-winning play. 13 seconds left. I know people had some doubts that it was over with, but I said, no, Patrick Mahomes is going to come down. What did he do? He came down in less than 13 seconds in like 2 or 3 plays to get him in field goal range, to send it to overtime, then comes in overtime and wins the game. That's the best player. The next year, I mean, they did end up losing to the Bengals in the AFC Championship, but it was still an AFC Championship game appearance. 2022, coming up with, like I said, a broken ankle, wins the Super Bowl. 2023, having the worst season under Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. And you're telling me, after they win the Super Bowl, you're telling me he's not number 1? He just makes plays, y'all. He makes plays. And we have to appreciate his greatness, and that's why he should be. That's why he should be number 1. I don't care if it says number 4. In my eyes, my opinion, he's the best player in the NFL. No doubt, he's the best player in the NFL. But listen, y'all, thank y'all for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll see y'all next time.